Betty White was a legendary actress known for her work in The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Golden Girls, but she also had a passion off the screen: animals. And I am joined by Tom Jacobson, the president of the Greater Los Angeles Zoo Association. Thank you for talking with me today. The president
I'm
of the
delighted
Greater
to be
Los
here.
Angeles
Thanks.
Zoo. So Betty White was a trustee for nearly 40 years with your organization. Tell me about her commitment to animals and her love for animals in general.
Betty White loved animals long before our zoo even existed, and she was a friend of our zoo before we even opened. When she moved to Hollywood, she said the zoo needs to be better in Los Angeles. And fortunately, we did open a new zoo in 1966. In 1974, she joined the board, and she was immediately an advocate for many different species. She advocated for a new gorilla habitat that is one of the best in the country. It's outstanding. And she had special relationships with our elephants and, in particular, our orangutans. And one of them is named after her character from Hot in Cleveland, Elka.
Wow, that's so interesting. It is interesting that, we know her as this legendary icon, but she was so active in the animal community, right?
She really was. The first thing she did when she joined our board was create a television special to introduce our zoo to the Los Angeles community. And she got a lot of her Hollywood friends, a lot of the other stars to join her in that special. And it was really helpful in establishing the role of our zoo in our community.
Yeah, and even as you said, bringing animals even into television segments and parts of her show, she really wanted to put that in the forefront into people's minds.
She was very well educated about the role of zoos in nature and in the world. And so we are so grateful to her for telling everyone what zoos do to save species from extinction.
Now, a social media challenge is starting to pop up across the country, dubbed the Betty White Challenge, asking people to donate money to animal shelters, organizations, animal hospitals, and anything animal related in her honor. Have you even noticed in the last few weeks an uptick in response from people?
Well, it's been pretty incredible, actually, and very hard to miss. Many people have reached out spontaneously, even before this nationwide campaign, to make gifts in memory of Betty. So we've received many gifts, and we've, of course, tried to make it easy for people. They can go to our website, lazoo.org, and make a gift in Betty's memory. And we're putting all of those into a Betty White tribute fund, and we will figure out the appropriate use for that fund once we have gathered all the gifts together.
Do you, as an organization and association, have anything planned for Betty White coming up?
Well, Betty's 100th birthday would have been on January 17th. And so we had been working with Betty to plan that day and how we might celebrate a milestone. And we're still going to celebrate it. It's just going to be a celebration of her whole life. So we're going to do a number of things on site, and we're still weighing the COVID implications of doing some of these kinds of gatherings. But one thing that we're doing for sure is give people the opportunity to walk through our zoo in Betty's footsteps. And they can do that digitally online, or they can do it on site at the zoo. So there'll be several places throughout the zoo where there'll be signage, pictures of Betty with animals, and it will say what Betty's relationship was to that particular place. One of those places is Allen Ludden Plaza, which is named after her late husband. And this is a place at the zoo. Whenever Betty came to visit the zoo, she would always go there, and she would kneel down and she would say a few quiet words to her late husband, who died at the age of 63 in 1981. She never remarried, and we were always very moved by that gesture that she did. And of course, now they are together.
That's remarkable. It's interesting because while Betty White's passing is, of course, tragic and sad, it really has opened up the conversation for people to donate or volunteer or adopt. Do you feel that way as well?
Absolutely. Betty is beloved of the entire world. Everyone loves Betty. And so when someone like Betty loves animals and loves zoos, that influences other people in a really positive way. So, of course, we're experiencing many gifts and donations in Betty's names. And name animal shelters are experiencing this, other zoos, all kinds of animal charities are benefiting from Betty's work throughout her life with animals. And when you have the kind of celebrity that she had, uh, people really respect that and think if Betty felt this way, then I feel that way too.
And you touched on this a little bit earlier, but what are some ways that people can donate to your association or even volunteer?
So we have a very robust volunteer program, and people can find out about that on our website. And we're making a lot of adjustments actually because of COVID and looking to the future. So we encourage people to explore our website and learn about ways that they can volunteer at the Los Angeles Zoo. But if they want to make a gift, of course, the easiest thing is just to go to our website, lazoo.org.
Lastly, how do you want Betty White to be remembered, and what do you hope that people take away from this story?
Well, I spoke with Betty's manager a couple of days ago and we shared our sadness. But what he said to me, and I think everyone perceives this, but he knew her very well. Betty was an entirely positive person. Everything she did, everything about her life was focused on positivity and the future and finding what happiness there is in life. She did that her whole life, which is kind of extraordinary for a life as long as hers. So I think that for me, the inspiration is feeling positive about what we can all do in the world to make it a better place, particularly for the animals with whom we share the planet.
Absolutely. Well, Tom Jacobson, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.